right, so I'm going to log off of my perfect team here, and we're going to go into the Matrix. Those of you that have followed my channel for a few years know that one of the more popular series I did in OOTP 24 was Babe Ruth in the Matrix. Over, I don't know, 32 weeks, we had Babe playing on every major league team. Plus, we had a couple special occasions with Babe as well. And you can do that easy. You can import some players into the game just by starting up your league. I have a template. I've created my own quick start template so that I don't have to recreate all the settings every time. Something you might want to do if you like to create a lot of new leagues, but you like the same settings. Create all your settings, all your options, all that kind of stuff. And then when you save it as a quick start game. That way, anytime you restart something up, you can just go to that quick start that you've saved up. So we are just going to call it Matrix Manager. And we're going to go to Canada. And I don't, when I do the Matrix series, I don't run a team. I want the computer to do everything. But I do play in the commissioner mode so that it can sim ahead a little bit. Everything else I kind of leave default here. I think, yep, we're not in challenge mode. Yep. Click OK. And now when you want to bring in a major league player, you go to MLB at the top, go down to reports and info, find your free agent list. And then in the free agent list, you want to go to actions, import historical player. Takes you to the database. You click confirm on that. It's going to bring up this screen. Now I know Franchise, he does a lot of, bulking players together when he does his. You got to check out Franchise in the evening. Fantastic in terms of bringing a bunch of different players into a sim to see how they do. But what you want to do next is you want to go to, you've never done this before. You want to go to Baseball Reference, type in the player you want to bring in, like Babe Ruth. And then you want to use in the URL at the top, you want to bring in his ID from Baseball Reference, RUTHBA01. So once you have your Baseball Reference ID, then on that historical player database, you type that ID in, Ruth BA01. And if you don't want to go to Baseball Reference, it's usually the first 5 letters of their last name, the first 2 letters of their first name, and then 01. Typically, that will work 90% of the time for you. Ruth only has 4 letters, though, so I don't need to put in a 5th letter. Everything else, I just keep the same. I click Import Player. Oh, I want to put the year. So Babe Ruth, I like to use the year 1927, one of his best year, arguably his best year as a Yankee, 1927. So you enter in the year that you want his stats from. You click Import Player. Got a 105 Trout on your OOTP 26 team. Well, reminder, if you didn't know, you can still get a physical trophy if you're in Perfect League this week. So there's Babe Ruth. This is what the 1927 base game Babe Ruth looks like. You can check out his ratings, check out his pitching ratings. He wasn't really a pitcher at that time. And again, we are using the 1927, where he hit 356, 137 walks, a lot of career highs that year. So that's the Babe that we're using. If you want to use a different Babe, well, when you import them, just use the appropriate year. You want to use a rookie Babe, use 1914. This is what his bars look like. He's demanding $35 million to play on the Yankees. Well, because I'm in commissioner mode, that's why you have to be in commissioner mode, is because when you want to put him on a specific team, you go to the player, go to editor, top right corner, scroll down, league, major leagues. What team do you want him on? The New York Yankees. There you go. He's got his uniform. He's got his cap. I don't play around with anything else. I just use what the game wants to give me. Now, for those of you that are just joining in and may have not seen this before, let me bring it up quickly. Thank you, Boiled Egg, for the shout out there. Back in OOTP 24, every week I would play a series called Babe Ruth in the Matrix, where every week Babe Ruth would play on a 2023 roster, different team each week. And as we played it out, by the end of the year, Babe Ruth had played on all major league teams, and you see all the home runs that he hit for those teams. He had a career high 64 home runs with the Pirates. Synchronicity, Sean Curtis. He had 60 home runs with Cleveland. And he had a league low for him, career low, 35 home runs using his 1927 profile with Miami. So we did that a few years ago. He didn't do that well with Arizona. But, you know, he had to come from 1927 Lone Star. It took him a couple weeks to adjust. We did this alphabetically as well. So we went from Arizona all the way to Washington. So we're going to do a retro show today. We're going to put Babe Ruth on the 2025 Yankees or 2026, whatever the game has. And moving forward, every Tuesday, we're going to have a Matrix episode with pack giveaways starting next week. Going to be able to give you some packs for those of you that predict the best on how the players will do. But it won't just be Babe Ruth. It's going to be the dynamic duos. We're going to go through every major league team week by week and have a pitcher and a hitter from the past rejoin their team in the future. So for the Yankees, it might be Babe Ruth and Whitey Ford, two of the all-time great Yankees. For Chicago, it could be Fergie Jenkins and Sandberg. Who knows? You might have a decision in that because there will be a channel redemption that if you choose to use your channel points, you can choose the two players for that week. And at the end of today's episode, we're going to spin the wheel to see who the first dynamic duo team will be. So again, we're bringing back the Matrix players from the past to play in the current base game for OOTP. So prior to the raid, I showed everyone how you can bring a player into modern day. You can watch the VOD if you need to see that. We've got Babe Ruth on the Yankees. Yeah, it took him a while to get here. I requested him to come through the portal 3 weeks ago. He just made it today. So if I go to the New York Yankees, who I'm going to be focusing on the most, free agent Babe Ruth will be hitting cleanup, playing left field. He actually has the same amount of stars as Aaron Judge. Here's his profile again. And so it is March 21st, 2026. We're going to fast sim through and see how Babe does. Because I can't give packs out this week, I am going to do a channel bet here. Do not lose all your money, all your channel points to Boiled Egg. Will the Yankees make the playoffs? Might be an easy one. Yes or no. We'll give you a minute to bet. So you bet your channel points, your Helm biscuits. You can bet 10, you can bet 20, you can bet 100, you can bet 3,000, how many ever you might have. And based on how the bets go, the losers pay out the winners. So anyone that is wrong, their channel points will go to pay out those people that were right. So will the New York Yankees win, or not win, but will they make the playoffs? And if they do make the playoffs, we'll do another channel redemption. I think I can only do one at any one time. How many home runs do you think Babe's going to get? I'm going to predict 44. What do you guys think? Just for fun. Let's see. As a New York Yankee, how many is Babe going to hit? So let's go up to opening day. Injuries are off, and suspensions are off, and trades are off. I want this to just be the authentic rosters for the entire season. So no injuries, no suspensions, no trades. Because when we start playing for giveaway packs next week, I wouldn't want an injury to impact your ability to win. So rosters will be run by the computer, and no one will get injured. So on opening day, Babe Ruth is still hitting cleanup. Let's see. Let's go to New York Yankees are playing against the San Francisco Giants. Day number 1. And I always like to pop in for the first game of the season just to watch our player in action. So Babe Ruth here is hitting 4th. Let's watch his debut. Babe Ruth, a member of the 2020, I don't know if it's 2025 or 2026 Yankees. Get to see some of the new animations. Again, typically I only go in game during some of the playoff games or the first game of the season, maybe the All-Star game. Otherwise, we fast sim it. Out number 1, going to bring up Cody Bellinger. And he's going to drive that one over the San Francisco wall. And Cody Bellinger will give the Yankees a 1-0 lead early, 403 feet for the former Dodger and Cub. Aaron Judge. He will strike out. All right, here we have it. The debut. Go full screen. Take off the banner. Babe Ruth. OOTP 27. 85 power. Up against Logan Webb. Here we go. The pitch out. Oh, that was an intentional walk. You're not telling me that Logan Webb did not purposely throw that to the outside. Watch this again. That is way outside. What, you little afraid there, Logan? Huh? All right, let's jump ahead. Babe might hit again in the 3rd inning. Cody Bellinger, 1-0 still here in the top of the 3rd. He's going to get his 2nd hit of the game. Got a single and a home run for Cody Bellinger. Judge, who struck out last time, drives that one deep to left field. Goodbye. Aaron Judge, a 2-run home run, and the New York Yankees in their road debut lead the San Francisco Giants 3-0. All right, here comes Babe. Back at the plate. He was walked last time. What will Logan Webb do this time? That one is driven deep to right field. Going. Auction over, folks. Babe Ruth has shaken off the rust from 1927, and we have our first Babe home run of the season. Along with Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger, Babe trots back off to the bench. Wow. Number 1 of 44, I predicted. All right, let's jump to the 5th inning. Babe Ruth has now got a home run and 2 RBIs. Oops. Don't do that to me. There we go. Return to the game. No, profile. There we go. So Babe is not batting here. Let's go to the 7th. Looks like he batted already. Still 1 for 2. No, one. He's got 2 RBIs, a home run, 3 at bats. Go to the 8th. Go to the 9th. All right, Babe Ruth at the plate. Once again, Babe Ruth is 1 hit, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 3 at bats, going up against Eric Miller. 6-3 game for the Yankees. No one out. And he strikes out, looking quite the day for Babe Ruth. Let's finish off the game. Babe Ruth, a walk, a strikeout, a home run, and a New York Yankee win. 6-3 victory. San Francisco, come on, be better, San Francisco. All right, we're going to play until the end of the month, and then we, month by month, kind of take a look at the stats. Short month for Babe Ruth. So let's go to the end of April. So always fun bringing in some players from the past, put them on their original team or one of the teams they played for. Here we are at the beginning of May. New York Yankees are currently 19-12. Look at that AL East. Tampa Bay is 500. Yankees, Toronto, Baltimore. AL is just crushing it. Central, not so much. West, not so much. Baltimore and Toronto currently in a wild card position. Babe Ruth is 1 game out. Actually, the Yankees have the last wild card position. Over in the NL, Dodgers, Brewers, and Phillies. Seems pretty accurate. Babe Ruth still hitting in the cleanup role. In 2026, he's got a .253 batting average, 1 stolen base. He's been caught twice. He's got 23 RBIs and 13 home runs. I'd say that's pretty dominant. In terms of the batting leaders, Babe Ruth is currently 3rd. Actually, no, he's tied for 1st with Aaron Judge and Kel with 13 home runs. Got a 1.5 WAR. Rafaela is at 1.7 for the Red Sox. He leads in OPS at 1.158. And he's number 1 in runs scored at 26. Yeah, so he's doing what we would expect him to do. Let's go to the next month. Dominating OOTP 27 is Babe Ruth. Well, Babe Ruth now is your home run leader at 26 home runs, and we're only on June 1st. He also leads in RBIs with 51. He's second in WAR behind Gunnar. Leads the OPS and leads runs scored at 47. Yeah, remember AW? Remember before he made the big leagues last year? We were talking about him. I think you were on my stream, and we were talking about some of the up and coming Tampa Bay Rays. And you said, watch out for this guy in terms of his base running. Well, he's doing well. He's leading steals at 39. He's got almost twice as many as Caballero. Some of the other categories, Babe Ruth leads in slugging percentage. He also leads in strikeouts, which again makes sense. If you look at Babe Ruth's profile, though, his eye is not bad, but look at his avoid K. He's got 25 avoid K. So he's getting the walks, but he's also getting the strikeouts. Got 95 Ks and 41 walks. This guy. Sink or swim with Babe Ruth. Isolated power, he leads. He leads base on balls at 41. OPS plus. Second in win probability. Yeah, he's other than the strikeouts. Yeah, having to face those big pitches. In terms of our league leaders, Red Sox, Royals, Mariners all lead their division. Phillies, Brewers, and Dodgers continue to lead their divisions. In the NL, the Reds, Mets, and Cubs have the wild card positions, and the Orioles, Yankees, and Rays have wild card positions. Blue Jays currently on the outside. All right, let's go the next. Let's go to the All-Star game. So about a month and a week. Babe Ruth will be a shoe-in. Injuries are turned off. Trades are turned off. We don't want to see Babe accidentally traded to Arizona or Miami, where he can't hit home runs apparently. He did not win a World Series when I did this back in 2023. Not a World Series at all. Now watch him do it in our retro version. All right, let's go to the All-Star game. Your American League lineup. Congratulations to your All-Star starters. In the AL, Gunnar Henderson leading off, Junior Caminero hitting second, Aaron Judge third, Babe Ruth will be hitting fourth, Pete Alonso, Nick Kurtz, Kel, Jazz, and Abreu. All starters for the All-Star game. Your pitcher, Skubal, will get the start. Even though he's tired, the manager says, get out there. It's the All-Star game. Yeah, he's a little bit gassed, but that's okay. He'll probably pitch his one or two innings. And here you see all the other AL that made the All-Star game. In the NL, Tucker, Tatis, Otani, Soto, Betts, Bush, Chapman, Perdomo, and Smith all voted in to start. Again, we're just going to take a look at Babe Ruth's first at bat as they set up the game. And And Babe Ruth is the home team, the American League. So let's go to the bottom. Let's watch the first four batters here, see if Babe gets an at-bat in this inning. Will he break his Pittsburgh Pirate home run record from 2023? So there's a walk to Gunnar Henderson. Junior comes up, ball gets away from the catcher. And that's going to allow Gunnar to move over to second, which means Babe should definitely get up today or in this inning. Going to push the runner over to third. One out now for Aaron Judge. Got 28 home runs on the season. Make that 28 plus an all-star home run. There you have it. Aaron Judge will put the AL out to an early lead here in the all-star game. It is now 2-0. With the more dangerous hitter coming up, Babe Ruth to face synchronicity, Logan Webb. From the Giants, we saw him face Logan Webb in game number 1 of the season. They meet again. Babe, outside pitch, gets away. Hustle, Babe. Run, run. Oh, Babe, you're too slow. Oh, that was funny. Probably 90% of the other players in the league would have beat that out. Oh, he's so slow. That was a funny moment in our retro series. Okay, Babe, let's get you into the next inning, inning 3. 4-0 for the AL. 4-2 now for the AL. Aaron Judge up against Yamamoto. That one, high fly ball. Shortstop grabs it for out number 1. All right, Babe, he's still breathing heavy after his last at-bat. Puffing away. Up against Yamamoto. That one, high fly ball. Yamamoto getting the fly balls, and Babe still 0 for 2. Go to the 5th. Let's play it out because Babe Ruth is due up 5th here. Still in the game. 4-4 tie, American League, National League. And that one is going to fall into right field. Goes to the corner. Weird animation. Runner makes it to second with a double. It's going to bring the top of the order, Gunnar Henderson, back to the plate. 4-4 game. And that's going to be a great grab by the first baseman for out number 1. Got a pinch hitter now, Jordan Westberg. And that is deep to right field. Jordan pinch hit, home run, AL All-Stars with a 6-4 lead here from Solon Field. Chat, where's that field? Who's hosting the All-Star game? Rafaela pinch hitting now for Aaron Judge. That one falls into right field. AL keeps up with the hits. Will Babe Ruth hit? No, Babe Ruth is out of the game. Roman Anthony will come in. Roman Anthony, we're not going to watch your at bat. And the All-Star game is done. It is an 11-7 victory. Babe Ruth goes 0 for 2. Strikeout and a flyout. All right, so at the All-Star break, here are our division leaders in the NL. Dodgers, Brewers, Phillies still leading their divisions. Dodgers with a 14.5 game lead. In the AL, Seattle, huge lead over Houston. KC, 2-game lead over Detroit. And Boston, half a game lead over Baltimore. Reds, Cubs, Padres have the wild card positions in the West or in the NL. And in the AL, Orioles, Rays, and Yankees, Babe Ruth currently in the last wild card position. Taking a look at Babe Ruth's profile, his stats. Babe currently has 44 home runs. I meant he would have 44 by the All-Star break. Check that guy. 1923 most valuable player and 2026 All-Star game. There's only 103 years separating his achievements. This guy's got longevity. 44 home runs at the All-Star break, 90 RBIs, but 147 strikeouts. He might break some records. There's Babe. Alonso has 28 home runs, 8 RBIs more than Alonso. Tied with Gunnar, top WAR. Chandler, holy smokes. 57 stolen bases. Who are you, Ron LaFleur? We need a Chandler Simpson card now. Babe, the only OPS above 1. Got the most walks. Yeah, he'd be a 101 card right now. Other than those strikeouts. Well, he's only got 13 more strikeouts than Mr. Clark. So he's not like walking away with the strikeout lead. All right, let's go to the beginning of August. Babe Ruth now almost at 50 home runs. There it is. Babe Ruth has hit 50 home runs. And we're still 2 months to go. Still the Dodgers, Brewers, Phillies, Mariners, Royals, Sox. Nothing has changed in the division lead. Orioles, Rays, Yankees hold the wild card. Cubs, Reds, and Giants. Babe Ruth, 103 RBIs, 51 home runs. Simpson, 64 stolen bases. I'm thinking he's going to win the NL MVP or the AL. He might win both. He's so good. Wow. Let's go to the beginning of September. Again, next week, it's going to be the official start of the dynamic duos in the Matrix. At the end of today's show, we're going to draw to see which team will be the first one featured. And if anyone uses their channel points, when those are up and running next week, you can choose the 2 players that you want to see in the Matrix. Well, Toronto is in last place. Game is rigged. Phillies, Brewers, Dodgers. Dodgers on a 2-8 last 10 streak, though. Mariners, Royals, Red Sox. Nothing's really changed in 3 months for the divisions. Reds, Mets, and Cubs. Orioles, Rays, and Yankees. Yankees have now opened up a 7.5 game lead over the Tigers for the last wild card position. Babe Ruth still hitting 4th. Actually, he's moved up to the 3rd spot against the lefties. Judge and him have switched batting orders there. He is currently hitting 59 home runs. He's on the pace for 69, which would be a record for him in OOTP. 117 RBIs, 216 strikeouts. 26 more than Clark. Yeah, Yankees are getting their money's worth, aren't they, Gators? They're only paying him $780K, but did you see what he's asking for? He wants $36 million. He's signed just for this year. I think he'd get it. All right, let's go to the next month. If you bet your Hound Biscuits and you said yes, they'll make the playoffs, you're looking pretty good. Next week, we'll have some challenges as well where you can win some packs based on how well you guess things are going to go. I guess we went all the way up to the playoffs or October 1st. Yeah, we are at the playoffs. We're at the end of the season. Congratulations to the Dodgers, Brewers, and what happened, Philadelphia? Philadelphia, after all season having the division lead, they crash. They have a 6-game losing streak and they have a 7-game losing streak in September. And that losing streak will push them to 3rd in the division. The East in both the AL and NL, monsters. All the wild cards go to the East. There is a 1-game playoff, though, between the Cubs and the Giants. Is there a playoff with the Yankees and Orioles as well? Why is it showing they play? Is that just the wild card? That's weird. We haven't finished looking for our last wild card. No games today. Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, it's really weird. Chicago and Cincinnati, I believe. No, Chicago and San Francisco are playing for that last game. There's a lot of off days here. I don't know if that's how the real life calendar goes, but October 11th. I don't know what's messed up. Anyway, we'll take a look at how Babe Ruth finished the season. Oh, wild cards in the for the East, it was the Red Sox, Royals, and Mariners. Yankees take the first wild card, Orioles and the Rays. Tampa Bay, all off of Chandler Simpson, I bet. I might have found a glitch with the playoff tiebreakers, yeah. Or it could have just been in the settings that I chose. Might have been in the settings. I don't even know. I don't even know where I'd find that now. Options. Yeah. I don't want to play around anything. I don't want anything to crash right now. But let's take a look at Babe. How did he finish the season? Babe ended up with 68 home runs. Did anyone in chat put 68? %97 of you said the Yankees would make the playoffs. For the 3% that said no, no faith in Babe, you will lose your channel points. So not many that are being divided up there. So let's do another one here. Will the Yankees win the We'll give you 2 minutes to bet. Will the Yankees win World Series? All right, bet your biscuits. 127 runs, 68 home runs, 121 RBIs. We're on a break, so we'll just leave this screen up and be back in about a minute and a half. Bet your biscuits. Looks like I missed some playoff games. I don't know if it's a glitch or maybe it's just because I'm not managing any teams. So it says no game at the top. That could be why I missed those games. So I apologize for that. That's why we're doing kind of a test week today before we get into pack giveaways for next week. We'll fix it up and make sure it does better next week, that I do better next week. But yeah, we're already in the league championship series. In the wild card series, the Yankees took out the Orioles 2-1. The Royals took out Tampa Bay 2-1. Philly took out the Braves 2-0. And the Cubs got that last wild card position. They defeated the New York Mets 2-1. Thanks, A-Dub, for letting me know that. Also, in the division series, it was a sweep for the Yankees. Aaron Judge was the MVP. In the Wild Series, Wild Card Series, Bellinger was the MVP. So a 3-game sweep of the rival Red Sox. The Mariners would hang on, winning a 1-0 game in Game 5 to take out the Royals. Goodbye to the Dodgers. As the Phillies win game number 5, Bryce Harper MVP. And the Chicago Cubs. A lot of these teams look familiar, don't they? Switch is the only team missing Toronto. If you switch Toronto with the Red Sox, is every other team represented here from this year's last playoffs? I think so. Looks very familiar. And so we are a couple games into the league championship. So when you bet your biscuits, you had a little bit of an advantage. The Yankees up 2-0 on Seattle and Cubs up 1-0 on Philadelphia. Let's take a look how Babe Ruth has done in the playoffs. Babe. Batting stats. Game log. So against Baltimore, 3 for 5 with a home run, 3 for 4 with 2 home runs, 2 for 3 with a home run. Yeah, he just destroyed Baltimore. Against Boston in the 3-game sweep, Babe had 1 hit. Babe went 1 for 11, the Red Sox. He did not want to damage his old team. Babe did not do well against Boston. And then in the 2 games against Seattle, he's 2 for 8 with a run scored, home run, 3 RBIs, and a walk. All right, let's get back to the playoffs. Cubs up 1-0, Yankees up 1-0. 1-1 Philly, 2-0 Yankees. Yankees up 3-0 against Seattle. Cubs and Phillies still tied at 1. Phillies up 2-1. Seattle avoids a sweep. They will win 3-1 in Game 4 as they head back to New York. 2-2, Phillies and Cubs. They go back to Chicago. And 3-2, the Mariners win 2 in a row, 6-1 victory. Three-two for the Phillies now as they take game number 5, 5-4. And we head to game 6. Can the Yankees clinch? They do not. Oh, babe. Yankees win games 1, 2, and 3. Seattle wins games 4, 5, and 6. Last 3 games and the losses, Babe went 1 for 4, 1 for 4, 0 and 3. Babe going to a game 7 in the League Championship Series. Let's take a look. We haven't seen Babe in the playoffs. Let's jump ahead to the 7th inning. In Seattle. Uh-oh. Yankees make it 6-3, scoring 2 in the top of the 7th. Seattle, nothing. Babe Ruth at the plate. Top of 8, game 7 of the League Championship Series. Babe drives that into center field. Going to hang up there for out number 1. One out. Strikeout. Rice goes after the pitch. 2 out now for Jazz. He drives that one into the gap. That's going to go to the wall. Just off the top of the wall, and Jazz will have a stand-up triple. 2 out here, top of the 8th, game 7 of the League Championship Babe Ruth Matrix Series. Paul Goldschmidt comes to the plate. He will strike out. That will do it for the Yankees as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. 6-3 Seattle. Still 6-3. Top of 9, Logan Gilbert. Looking for the save against Trent Grisham. Strikes out. Bottom of the order, McMahon. He will take a walk. We head to the top of the order now. Caballero with 1 out. He drives that into right field, but it drops in front of the outfielder. That's going to put runners on first and third. Cody Bellinger now becomes the tying run here in the 9th inning. Gilbert. Oh, what a pitch. Let's take a look at that one again. He took something off of that one, I believe. Well, you couldn't have scripted it much better. 2 out, game 7, down by 3, 2 runners on. and Aaron Judge comes to the plate. Now, if you're Logan Gilbert, what do? Do you pitch to him, or do you pitch to Babe Ruth? Or do you put them both on base? I'm curious, managers in chat, if this was you managing the Seattle Mariners, what would you do? Judge can tie the game. If you walk him, Babe Ruth can win the game potentially. You pitch to the guy hitting 170. You have faith in Gilbert. Oh, we're getting different managerial decisions here. So Ezra says pitch to Babe, who's not hitting well. Judge is hitting 370 with 5 home runs and 12 RBIs. You know what? I think I would walk him. What I might do, I know it's crazy, I might walk Judge and Ruth, give up the run, 6-4, and then pitch to Ben Rice. All right, let's see what happens. Aaron Judge. He drives that into left field. Runner will stop at third, and well, it's just like walking him. Could we have the only more perfect ending would be if this was Game 7 of the World Series. How about this? The Babe Ruth Retro Series. Babe is up at the plate. You would bring in the lefty. You would bring in probably either Robinson. All you have is Robinson and a long reliever. Robinson's at 95%. Well, let's see how it plays out. Babe Ruth. Better against the righties, but not much better. Yeah, that's the AI. That's the computer lineup there for Seattle. All right, let's see it play out. Oh, he strikes out. I think that was going to hit him. Congratulations to the Seattle Mariners, who will go on and represent the AL in the World Series against the Philadelphia Phillies. So let's play out the World Series here. Seattle against Philadelphia. Go to your local casino and bet this. Philly wins 1-0 or wins the first game. Seattle wins the second game. Back and forth. Philly, Seattle, 2-2. Seattle with a 10-2 victory. They go back to Seattle for game 6 and 7, just like Toronto went back for 6 and 7. Didn't work out very well for Toronto. Will Seattle win their first World Series championship? Sanchez against Wu. And they do it. The Seattle Mariners are World Series champions. There you have it. That's the bracket. Got to go and pay off the winners here. 61% said they would not win the World Series. 39% said they would. So congratulations to the Noes. Ryan Wu. Who was the MVP? Julio Rodriguez is your World Series MVP. One last look at the Babe Ruth stats here. Again, starting next week, we'll have some questions where you can win some packs. Here's his game log. He did okay against Seattle, not great. I mean, he crushed it against Baltimore and then really kind of ran out of gas. Ever since Baltimore, he didn't have multiple hits in a game until the very last game. So yeah, last 13 games, only 1 2-hit game. However, in terms of the stats, Babe Ruth, 68 home runs. He would also lead in OPS. He would lead in WAR. He would lead in runs scored, strikeouts at 248, slugging percentage, walks at 121, the only player with over 100 walks. Let's just see if he wins any hardware. MVP. I think he's a shoo-in. Now watch it play out. Watch Seattle win the World Series this year. You'll come back and go, hey, remember when Lapp showed us that? Let's go into Babe Ruth, see if he won any hardware. He was Player of the Week, Batter of the Month, All-Star, Platinum Stick Award, and Babe Ruth is a most valuable player. There you see his little badge, 103 years apart. MVPs of the AL. As he goes for a big contract. I'm just curious if he's going to re-sign. Let's go up to the Rule 5 draft. Does he go free agent or does he re-sign in New York? I'm watching Lopez signs for $94 million with Seattle. It's going a little too fast now. Babe is not on Seattle. Babe is a free agent. Looking, oh my goodness, look at what he's asking for, chat. I don't know if I've ever seen a contract where a player has asked for more money than that. Now I got to see. Does he re-sign? Let's go to the next preseason. What do you think? Oh, please let him sign with Toronto. Again, every week we start with a new file, and the new file will include 2 dynamic duo players. We're going to spin the wheel momentarily. Once we get to the preseason and see where Babe signs, I haven't seen anything at the bottom yet. Maybe he re-signs back in New York. Maybe he signs with the other New York team. Wouldn't that be funny if he signed with like Arizona? Babe Ruth is a new member of the Baltimore Orioles. How weird is that? But you know what, chat? I believe Babe Ruth, didn't he play in his younger days in Baltimore? He might even be from Baltimore. Yeah, he goes home, Ezra. How amazing is that? Oh, I love that we did the retro today with Babe Ruth. So many things came together. He signed a $35 million contract, and now he will be one of the rivals of his New York Yankees. 33-year-old Babe Ruth goes back to Baltimore. Fantastic. Okay, well, we're going to save that game. And yeah, he did take the hometown deal. All right, before I close off, we got to go find out who's going to be in the Matrix next week, because we got to find out the team. What do I want to do here? Yeah, we'll keep it at that. Right. Yeah, we'll keep it at that. All right, we're going to spin the wheel. We got all the teams on the wheel here. They will all get their turn. A-Dub, give me the spin command. Where will the Matrix go to for the dynamic duos first? Next week, the dynamic duos will go to New York. Synchronicity. But you know, the good news is we get them out of the way. So again, if you guys want to choose the two players for next week's dynamic duels, you'll have to use your channel points. Those won't be up until Monday. So if you choose them on Monday, you get to pick the two players. It can include Babe Ruth again if you want, but the New York Yankees are now out of the mix. Lot of players on the Yankees you can choose. Long as they're not on the current day roster. So yes, that'll be next Tuesday. There should be some giveaways as well as we play that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. It really was really fun having Babe Ruth back in the Matrix. I think it played out almost perfectly. He didn't win a World Series again. And we had some great moments to show there on screen. He had 68 home runs. So it is now a personal best. He beats out his 64 from Pittsburgh. And that's going to do it for me, folks. Let me get past these screens. Back Thursday after Twipped. Enjoy the new cards. Thanks for watching. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. It's a great day for baseball. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Back on Thursday. Gonna raid you over. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. Subscribers, EVC, Makad Car, and a lot of new follows today. Thank you, Sean and Angered Unicorn, for the raids.